Good morning, Tammy. How are you doing this morning? Carla, Leave It to Beaver. Foxy Lady, good morning. Rylan, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well. Kevin Brandt, good morning. Like the shirt? I had these. Used to have these in my fan store, but sorry about that. I forgot to turn the notifications off. So I printed off. This is a promo, I guess you'd call it. Excuse me. But see what the period is here? There's just a tiny one right there. You probably can't see it, but it's supposed to be a period after each one. But it didn't print it because they're offset just a little bit. So I pulled them from the store. I'll probably offer them again for sale eventually. Cards and Camo. Good morning. I was going to ask you about that. Cards and Camo. I saw that you changed the name to Cards and Camo, but good morning, sweetheart. I hope you are doing well. All the way from the East Coast of the United States. Well, yeah. I don't want to give away your actual location. Let's just say you're East Coast. But good morning. I hope you're doing well. Guts and Glory. Good morning. Inner Peas. Good morning. Blue Mermaid. Good morning. I puked up. I'm sorry, Rylan. Karma Happens. Hello from the St. Croix River. Oh, good morning from the St. Croix. Wish I was on the St. Croix. Yeah, the St. Croix or the Mississippi. Wish I was on either one of the two right now. But I'm not. I'm stuck here in the semi-desert. Vibrant Jazoo. Good morning from Darwin. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here. Soccer Mom of One. Good morning. Mary. Good morning, Mary. How are you doing this morning? Charlie Beats. Good morning from Tempe, Arizona. Good morning. Happy 4th of July to you too, Queen C. And good morning. You broke your phone tripod last night for some reason. Amazon won't deliver me a new one. Oh, I'm sorry. If you were closer, I'd give you one. I've got several, like this one here. You know, it's just a gimbal tripod, and then it's got this thing on the top of it where you can put your phone in this way. But this untwists, so you can put the phone either on this way, or you can put it on this way. But I bought these separate off of Amazon. This was $6. This was, I think, $2.50. So less than $10 with Amazon Prime, free shipping. But it gives you different ways to, and see this here, but this expands. It's got a spring mount in it. Does my son? No, my son does not like the 4th of July Queen C. Not so far. He's not a big fan of the loud explosions. It's been very interesting the last 3 days trying to get him to sleep at night because he hears them constantly going off. And where I live, people have been letting off aerial fireworks 1 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, Deb. Debbie, Will, how are you and the family doing today? We're doing good. They're all still asleep. They didn't get to bed last night until actually close to 1 o'clock this morning is when they finally got to sleep in bed. Don't quit, Mary. Blue Mermaid, happy 4th of July to all your American friends. Happy 4th of July to you, and good morning to you as well, Blue Mermaid. It's the holder that broke. Mine was like that. I hope you're able to get another one soon. If you need to, in the meantime, what you can do is I've had seen a lot of people do this is just get like a series of books, like even if you have mass market paperback books, stack them up, and then put your phone on that. That'll work as a temporary tripod. Put a little piece of tape and fold it over so there's a sticky side that sticks to the book and a sticky side that'll hold onto the edge of your phone. So when you set it down, the sticky side of the tape is on the book, and then at this, use a piece of masking tape or Scotch tape, just something to help it so it doesn't slide in case you bump it. But you can put your phone on that and then record that way. That'll work temporarily. And I know people who done that and set them up on a table or a nightstand. But still sorry that happened. Crime, yes. My dogs have been freaking out, shaking, and uncontrollable. I'm sorry, Tammy. That's one of the good things about the dogs that we have is they're all deaf, so they can't hear the actual fireworks. We had one who used to, when she could hear, she used to go and cower underneath either the sofa or a bed to try to get away from the fireworks sounds. Thank you, Soccer Mom 1. You're smart. Thanks, sweetheart. You're not bad yourself. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, please do. Go over and check out Cards and Camo. She puts out great content. She needs a lot more viewers and subscribers. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link to your channel in here. Just give me a second. There it is. All right, that's a link to Cards and Camo's YouTube. This is a link to Cards and Camo's video. Leave it to Beaver. Hi, Will. Do it now. Well, please do, Blue Mermaid. I will say right off the bat, though, if you're looking for a true crime channel, it is definitely not a true crime channel. That she does a lot of unboxing videos, cooking videos. Although I have to check, but I haven't seen you do a cooking video recently. But all the same, it's a great channel, and I love watching her videos. So please do check it out. Good morning, Crystal, aka Beaver Gaming sub Crystal. Good morning. I hope you are doing well, Crystal, and welcome to the stream. Faithful One, good morning. Yeah. If you like cooking videos, go check out her videos on her channel. Now, I kind of guessed that she's changed the name to Cards and Camel because of the reading. She does so. Just well, the last video she put out 1, 2, 3, 4 videos 2 days ago. She's really been. I'm behind. I didn't. The last ones I saw was your June channel review. I'm just looking at the list. Cards and Camel. The last video I saw was your channel review. That was 3 days ago. So I'm gonna have to get on that. There's a killer that grew up an hour from me. He's in jail now, and he refused to tell the guy's body is. Wow. Carolyn Ross, hello. I'm new. Love your channel. Well, thank you. Carolyn, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're enjoying the content that I put out. Robin, Christina Gallagher, good morning. Do a life in prison video, please. I'm actually working on a video on that exact topic. I had a lot of requests for what is it like day to day for a prisoner, and they wanted me to do it about Christopher Watts, but I couldn't do it on Christopher Watts. I could do it on Dodge Correction Center, but I couldn't do it on Christopher Watts because I don't know enough exact details about his day-to-day life. So I'm going to base it on prison in general and what it's like to do 25 years, 20 years, something like that. And I'm working on trying to get somebody who I can actually interview to be part of the actual videos, but it's in the works. I'm working on that. There you go. There's a new sub for you. Cards and Camo, you've got a new sub. Hot Scorpio Rogue, good morning. Welcome to the stream. How are things? Pretty good here. I can't complain. I mean, I could, but it isn't going to change the outcome. The only one that can change that is me. So you're thinking about becoming pen pals with someone in jail and ask them how, to tell their stories that I could read on a video. That's an interesting topic. That could work out, but then again, it could be dangerous as well. But, you know, be very interesting. Savage Laura, good morning, everyone. Better late than never. Well, we've only been going for about 13 minutes right now, Savage Laura. So good morning and welcome to the stream. Please don't. I'm sick of Christopher Watts. And I'm not going to be about Christopher Watts. Oh, I got a lot of, although I did get a lot of requests. So I'm saying it's just a lot of people wanted me to do it on him, but there's just not enough information that is actually known about his day-to-day life. And without contacting him, and I'm pretty sure since, you know, I'm not, you know, complete idiot, he's not going to write me back. Daniel Woodshire is listening while painting. That is cool. JM, if you ever have a chance, did you ever look into the Elizabeth Bizarre case? Yes, I did look into it. JM. One second, everybody. I'm still here. Excuse me. I mean to cough into the microphone like that. Okay, back. So I'm going to drop a link here. This is the video I did on Elizabeth Bizarre from September of 2018. Karen, good morning. Welcome to the stream, Karen. See, now that you gave away your location, not me. I just wanted to say East Coast. A lot of people don't like people to know exactly where they are, at what city and location in the world. But if you put it, that's okay. My biological dad did 20 years in prison, but he's got a TBI now, so probably wouldn't be good interviewing, and a little too personal for me. Leave it to Beaver. Yeah, I've reached out to quite a few people. My father-in-law recommended 5 former inmates to interview. So my father-in-law used to be a parole officer, but he's now retired. He was law enforcement, then he went into parole, and then he went to work as a reserve officer for the sheriff's department. But he's now retired. But he gave me the names of some people, and I've reached out to them on social media to see if they're interested. Carla, you heard that the Vallow charges are dismissed? Are you talking about the abandonment charges? Because they're very well are going to dismiss them anyways. But as of the 3rd of July, so yesterday, the charges of abandonment are still on her record. You can go to the actual county jail website. Excuse me. And the charges are still listed there along with the additional ones. And so there are 4 charges total listed on there. And of those 4 charges, that says $1 million, $1 million for bail for each one. If they have dropped them, it was probably something that was going to be more of a technicality at this point. They can charge her with them again, but they would have to change the circumstances of the charges. They can still prove some of it. It's past tense. The Elizabeth Bizarre murder case was caught on camera. She was setting up a garage sale in Texas, young lady. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different case. Well, either way, the video I did it on was over 2 years ago. Sorry to bring it up. That was a case I never forgot. No, there's no reason to be sorry for it, JM. Lavona Collins, good morning. Richard Diffley, listening while cooking. Good morning, Richard. Hope you're cooking something wonderful. Donald Blumdahl, by God's grace. Use a P.O. box to communicate with them. I do. I use a P.O. box now. It's on my About Me page. In case anybody wants to write me, there's a P.O. box on there. I check it every week. I don't give anybody my actual physical address. Although I have been doxxed, so it's out there on the internet in some places. Wrong link, Will? I'd have to go back and look it up again. Sorry. Sorry about that if that was the wrong link. Kim Berry case in Wongling, NSW, Australia. Northern, I don't know what NSW is interesting. The predator did his time, got out, committed more crimes, and I understand is still on the run. A friend of a friend found remains. Wow. Let's see. Blue Mermaid, did you ever consider law enforcement as a job? Me? Yeah, at one point I did, but I went into the service instead. It just seems like a better fit for me. But I did. I've got quite a few family members who, from my side of the family and from my wife's, who are. I mean, if you look at both sides of my wife's side of the family and my side of the family, if you take them both, they're about 50% split with people who are in the medical field or law enforcement. And some of them went into the military and then went into law enforcement. So it just happened to be that before I left the service, I had bought into a business, and I ended up getting the entire business because my partner decided not to do it anymore. But that was a cool job, talking with murderers. Wow, why doesn't he write a book? Oh, don't know the context of that. Why don't they make another closet portal and escape? That's good. Cars and Camel. Yeah, because it's all made up. That's why. That was a Elizabeth Smart video. Yes, Mary. I will have the Fort Hood video that will about Vanessa Guillen. So my Vanessa Guillen video will come out right after this stream is done. It is just sitting there waiting for me to publish it. Vanessa Guillen, in case you guys are not aware, she was 22 years old, and she entered the United States Army in April of 2018. She was killed by Aaron David Robinson, a fellow soldier there at Fort Hood. But that video will come out right after this live stream this morning. What is the Army hiding at Fort Hood? 200 soldiers gone missing in a year cover-up. Oh, I don't know about 200 soldiers, but there's at least, besides Vanessa, there has been one tragic death connected to that case. And while investigating that case, they found the remains of another soldier who had been missing for over a year in the same proximity around that area. Is New South Wales. It's a state in Sydney. Okay, thank you, Judah. I appreciate it. Did anyone notice that the shirt Lori wore and Ty Chad wore in the court proceedings were the colors of Malshite? No, I didn't. Didn't pay much attention to it. What do I think about the Giselle Maxwell case? I think Giselle is going to have a tragic ending to her life before she ever testifies. It's what I think is going to happen. I don't think anybody really wants that story to get out, especially those who are, rich and powerful. They don't want anybody to know what the hell that them and their friends have been up to. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa 54. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could be here. 4th of July, yeah. You changed your emoji thing. That's cool. We just had 2 cops shot in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1 died. So sad. I'm sorry, Tonya Waters. Sorry about that. And speaking of law enforcement, though, on that, I sold out this morning. I think it was at 3 o'clock my time, 3 a.m. So that'd be, well, super early anywhere, I guess, in the morning. I have no more of the Blue Lives Matter shirts. Sold out. I sold 200 of those T-shirts in less than 60 days. Boom, gone. So if anybody was hoping to get one, they're gone now. I had a lot of people who commented on the post in the community tab that they wanted to buy one when they got paid, or they wanted to buy one for, for each and every person in their outfit squadron or whatever. They're all gone now. I might have to consider, making putting up another limited run of them, because I have more demand for them than I do inventory. But the reason why I limited the actual runs to 100 in each one of them is like this one here. These are the Hanes tagless. They don't have the tag in the back. It's just printed on tag. But they don't offer the Hanes premium anymore. Now it's a Jan Sports t-shirt. It's just a different fit and comfort. The Hanes ones are durable, and so are the Jan Sports, but the Jan Sports are durable and a little bit more softer of a cotton fabric. But the thing is they cost me more to offer on a shirt. So where this one, like, if I had this one printed like I did there, this one, the cheapest I could offer it would be like $20. If I offer the one now with the made by Jan Sport t-shirt, it would be, I think, $23 or $24 to offer the same design on a t-shirt. I'm sorry if I was gabbing there and I missed anybody's comments. I stopped looking at the stream once I did. Good morning, Linda Jorgensen. Good morning. I hope you are doing well, Linda, and welcome to the stream. Feel sorry for the victims who get their hopes up for some acknowledgement and then disappointed. Nope, she's not last long at all. Sick, yeah. I really don't think she's gonna last long enough. I mean, she was already in the hospital with the COVID thing, but I don't think she's going to last long. She's going to tragically just decide to end her life in jail. That's an okay sign. You get it? It's sarcasm. Just like, Epstein, who decided, that he was going to end his life. I'm just at a loss with the Fallow case. Wendy. Good morning, Wendy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Mary, I don't think she's going to, I think probably about the same time. I think as soon as she, is incarcerated in the actual jail, and give her a week and the cameras will all of a sudden stop working, and she'll, her cell door will mysteriously be found open after hours, and she'll have hung herself. Something along that line is going to happen. Ghislaine. Yeah. Ghislaine. Potato. Either way, she's just another tragic individual who's going to end herself. Yep. Oh, she very well, Hot Scorpio Road. She could trip and fall from the third story housing or something on her head. Joyce Wildcat, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Even if she talks, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to. A lot of it's going to be hearsay, unless she has actual evidence. Mostly Clinton's. Yeah, I don't know about the Clintons. I mean, she may have some serious dirt on Bill and his depravity, but I mean, come on. Well, you have to have been living underneath a rock if you didn't know that Bill was a sick son of a beep. We all knew it. I mean, we knew it. We knew it before he was elected president. We knew it once he was president, and we knew it afterwards. Why is any of this, shocking or news to anybody? And how anybody can sit back and and defend him? I mean, the facts are the facts. We knew it. Good morning, Jules. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us this morning. You could tell he was lying in that video. I love that video clip. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You could tell that was rehearsed as hell, and you could tell by if you watch his eyes, you could tell he was lying, and it didn't fool anybody. And then they try to put out the PR spin. It's not a sexual relationship if you're getting oral from someone. I'm like, really? Come on. You cheated on your wife again, and this time you did it with an intern. But, going back farther, I believe there's some real stuff they have been involved in, but I'm not going to talk politics. Yeah. Do you pronounce it Raween? Ray. Okay. I'm terrible at these at names, people. Rollin? Haunted. I give up. I'm sorry. Prince Andrew was lying too. Prince Andrew's a sick son of a. There's been rumors about him for a long time, just like Raywin. Raywin. We're probably all wrong. Hopefully not. Correct. All right. Well, Raywin. Well, good morning. Sorry, I'm butchering your name. It's a unique way of spelling it. I have a friend who his name is Raywin, but they spell it Rawy, Raywin, and but I mean that's it. Everybody has the ability to spell it differently. It's like Julie, and Laura. There's so many different ways of spelling the names just in the United States. It was bad, as believed, is Prince Andrew saying he doesn't sweat. Yeah, right? That, man, what a freaking train wreck that interview with Prince Andrew was. Who in their right mind thought that was a good idea for him to do that interview? Oh my God. I watched that, and then I had to watch it again and again. It was just like a slow train wreck. And it's like, what are you doing? Shut the hell up. But nope. The royal family couldn't have been happy with that one at all. Chrissy Lee, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Onsen? Mary, do you pronounce it Onsen? One son? On his son. On his son. Well, yeah. I can understand it though. You see it and it looks like the one and then son. Never let them see you sweat. And good morning, K Love. I tried to get a hold of you, K Love 5343. You might want to check your email inbox. Just listening, Chrissy. Well, I hope you feel better soon, sweetheart. Really do. Good morning. Have another cigar, Bill. Marion Rona Worthing. I will later on this afternoon when I go golfing. In case you guys have missed the announcement that I have in the community section of my channel, I will not be here next Saturday. I will be out of town, well, actually out of state. I'm going to be playing in a charitable golf tournament. It's kind of like a U.S. Open format where, I'm the amateur and I'll be teamed with someone who is either a professional golfer or a semi-professional, someone on the Waste Management. That's the sponsor tour for, I guess the up and coming, those who are trying to get their PGA card but there's a mix of different professionals. So a lot better than, amateurs like me. But I'm going to be playing in that. And Tim is coming all the way here to pick me up. And then we have, I think, a 3-hour drive from here to where we're going to be playing in the golf tournament. So that's next weekend. So I'm going to be gone Friday, Saturday, and coming back late Sunday night. Oh, I will not be here next Saturday. I mean, it sneaks right up on the last a whole 5 minutes, but the worst 5 minutes of each day, each time it occurs. I'm sorry. Our royal family needs to hand over to younger generation. Good morning, April Sunset. I forgot to say good morning to you. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to miss you in the comment section. I'm glad you're here this morning. I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoy the weekend, Will. It won't be Saturday without you. I'm sorry, Blue Mermaid. Yeah, it's that time of the year. So 3 of the golf tournaments that I normally would have played in this year, well, one's already passed and it got canceled because of COVID. And the other 2 tournaments they're hoping that they can still have them because they're in either stage 2 or they're in stage 1 still. And those are off in August and the last part of, well, both of the next 2 are in the last part of middle of August and end of August. But if I go to those tournaments, I'll have Wi-Fi available to me, so I could stream in the morning. It'd just be earlier than I normally would. So it would be, instead of like 8 a.m. my time, it'd be like 6 a.m. my time, because I'd have to do it before I actually get to the golf course in the morning. My sister is coming home tomorrow, so we'll have a big I read it right. I just did. My tongue got all tied up. Shindig. Drink more coffee. Do something, Bill. Jesus, what the hell's going on with you? Let's see here. I'm still here. I'm just scrolling up to read some of the comments that I've missed. Well, that was the greatest train wreck I've ever seen. He literally just crumbles. Yeah, it was terrible. Did you watch The Travelers in CT? I'm not sure what that is, Richard. The Travelers in CT. My sister is coming home tomorrow. I read that one. If you look up Incredibly Stupid, there should be a meme of Andrew's face in that interview. Don't doubt it. Carla, we're not going to agree with it, Will. I'm sorry, Carla. I'm trying to social distance still with Premier. Just born. I'm concerned. Preemie. Yeah. It's hard. My son was a preemie. You gotta be careful around preemie, especially with something like this going on. Well, thank you, April. I'm gonna try my best. It's all I can do. My daughter went into the Air Force when she was discharged. She enlisted in the Army. She's been in for 4 years. Now, the reports about the murder of Fort Hood have given me the cold chills. Lavona Collins. Well, apparently, at Fort Hood, they've had a huge problem for years with sexual assault, sexual harassment, and physical assault upon female and male officers from those who are higher up. They have a very systemic issue going on there, and it's been pretty much, swept underneath the rug for so long. Go for a walk. Do something if you need to get out. With your TBH, Wendy, that's what I don't have TBH, but just get out and go for a walk or do something. Just go to the park and sit on a park bench or a picnic table or something. Just watch people walk around. That's what I do. I let my son go run around and wear off some of the energy he has stored up. Yeah, Wendy. So our son, he had to wait until he was it was past his normal immunization date for age. We've got one of those shadow boxes in the picture frames in the house. In the NICU unit when my son was born, they gave him a little bead, and for each step that he took, breathing on own, able to to feed on his own, they're different, that marked different periods of his, since he was a preemie, because and then inside there we've got like his footprint and a picture of him, and then the wristband for my wife is in there. It's all in a shadow box frame. My mother-in-law put it all together for us. It's really, really thoughtful and cool thing. But you wouldn't know he was a preemie now. He'll be 4 years old July 12th. He'll be 4 years old. This many's. And growing like a freaking weed. This is how fast he's growing now. And every mother and father out there can agree to this one. So a week ago, I was getting ready to go to the store, and I was helping him put on his sandals. And I noticed that his toes were almost to the end of his sandals. So he wore a size 9 in youth, I guess, whatever, sandals here in the United States. And so I ordered another pair on Amazon. They came 4 days later, size 10. And now a week past that now, fast forward, those ones almost don't fit. I'm like, boy, how am I going to keep shoes on you? Your feet just keep on growing. He's over half as tall as my wife now. He's only 4 years old. Thank you, Carla. I'm going to enjoy it. I've never played in this tournament. The tournament that we're going to go play in, never played in it before. Neither has Tim. So it's going to be new to both of us. My nine-month-old grandson had a high fever for 4 days, and our stupid town didn't test him for COVID. They can do the antibody test afterwards, Mary. You can check into that and see if they have that available. And they don't have to do the nose swab. They can do it just with a test on the inside of the cheek, or they can do it by blood. I do believe if they do the antibody test, they may have to actually draw blood from the vein to do that one. I don't know if they can do it with a finger prick, but they might be able to. I mean, when I did it, when I had the antibody test done, they actually drew a vial of blood to test it, which I have a very high level of antibodies apparently, or I did. I don't know if it sticks around or not. I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing I am here with the stream. It's just like it kind of freezes and then it just shoots off. I've been scrolling up and down trying to catch up with some of them. I'm doing the best I can here. I was 2.5 months premature. Mary, you were? Well, see, you've come back from it. My brother is in ICU, and I have his dog. She is so hyper. I hope your brother makes a full recovery, K-Love. I'll pray for him. Right. You pray for your brother. Richard, dogs love walks. I need a walk. Yeah, go for a walk. Even if it's just around the block, in your own neighborhood. Good morning, Cement Shoes. I'm glad you could be here this morning. Inner Peas, good morning. Anybody else that I miss? Still has a fever? Well, I hope he gets better soon, Mary. Ordered a pair of shorts. I went a size small, and they are still a little big. Wow. Awesome. My first grandson was a preemie as well. Middle hot, and new baby is preemie. Yeah. Your daughter was born borderline premature, nearly 4 weeks early. Took me by surprise. She was born 1 hour and 20 minutes after my water broke. And my wife had to have our son by cesarean. She was, oh man, what the hell? My wife's not here right now. She's asleep. I'd ask her what the hell it was. I can't remember what it was. Something came up where it was, it would have been an extreme risk for her to try to have the child by natural birth. So they went in, they did an emergency C-section to remove my son early. Cats don't walk well. You have cats, Richard? My neighbor, I see him all the time. He's got his cat on a leash and walks his cat all the time. I guess they can be trained to do it. I don't know if I'd want to try. My cat would probably tear me apart. Either that or, take off after a bird or something. Cheryl Simmons, Day. Hi, Will. Cheryl from Minnesota. Welcome, Cheryl from Minnesota. Glad you could make the stream this morning. Chris, good morning. Was he breech? No, it wasn't breech. It was, I want to say that she was septic or something along those lines. Around the time that, you have to understand that around the time my son was born, my wife had just gotten done with chemotherapy and radiation. And that's how we found out she was pregnant, is when we went back in and she was supposed to have the cesarean. But when we went in to go have the cesarean, the pre-checkup, the blood work, and then to have the cesarean, the first appointment, we went in. The doctor said, well, we can't do the cesarean on you because you have a temperature and it'd be too much of a risk to put you under to do that. So we rescheduled it, went back, and then the next time we came back to have it done, the pre-appointment before the actual surgery itself at the hospital, they said, well, we can't do it. And we're like, oh, crap. Now why? Is the fever still there? And they're like, no, the fever's gone. And she's like, great. Well, what's the issue then? And the doctor looked at us both and said, we can't do it because you're pregnant. And we're just like, what? I mean, we know how it happened, but I was a dirty, dirty boy. And I got dirty with my wife. But the doctors already told us, but after our daughter was born, the chances of her ever, carrying another child or getting pregnant were like next to nothing. So it wasn't something that it ever crossed our minds, again. And then apparently the chemotherapy and radiation, that entire thing, it jump started her entire system, and boom, and now we have a baby boy. So, and he is a gift from God, and we I do, and my wife does, even though she's not an atheist, she's agnostic, but even she believes that, and we really believe in that. God only gives you what you can handle. What you see maybe as a terrible experience or terrible circumstances, we believe it's, we're all being tested and we're only given what we can handle. You just have to find what is positive about that negativity within your life. If it's a medical condition, or if it's something, if someone in your life is keeping you down or holding you back, you have to find that and then find the reason behind it all and use it as a way to grow and better yourself. That's just how we believe for our lives. I mean, I can't obviously push my thoughts and morals onto other people, but that's we look at it that way. God gave us another child because, well, he wanted to make sure I was poor the rest of my life. And because children are not cheap to raise. And we had love in our hearts, and said, here you go. So here we are. I have only one daughter, and I had cesarean. She was full term, but only weighed a couple ounces more than our new baby. Wow, Wendy. Just tomorrow, going to have a dinner with family, and my sister is coming home. Well, Wendy, good luck with your sister. Preeclampsia. That's it. Blue Mermaid. That's what she had. Preeclampsia. See, we all figured it out together. Hi, Will. How are you doing? Preeclampsia with pre-existing conditions. C-section is conservative and needed. Good morning, Cece. Thank you. I probably will offer these again. The True Crime Drink Wine by 9. I just have to get onto Teespring and offer them again. I ordered this one as a sample, and it's supposed to have a period at the end of each one. You can't really see. If I turn it that way, you can see this one just a little bit right there where my finger is, and then it cut this one off completely. But you guys all hear the chihuahuas outside. I don't know if that you guys can hear that or not, but they're back. Julie Knerko. Krinik. Hi, Will. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Forgot to answer the actual question. I read the whole thing. I just forgot to answer. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, making tea. April. Morning, CC and Will. Good morning, Lori. Carolyn, why am I not having PAPS yet? Well, it's not even 9 a.m. in the morning here where I am. I'm going golfing after this live stream. Well, after this live stream, I'll have the video. I just have to go onto my dashboard and make it, viewable. But I'll have the video on Vanessa Gillian, the soldier from Fort Hood who was murdered. I'll have that, and then I'm going golfing after that. And I don't necessarily drink all the time when I golf. I do afterwards. The 19th hole, I guess you'd call it. It's a holiday. Yeah, it's going to be busy on the golf course today. I know that, and so does everybody else. But we have a tea time today. So, and I will have a couple beers later on. But then after golf, I'm coming home and I'm barbecuing. Well, I have it in the smoker right now. I bought a couple of pig butts, rump roasts or whatever you want to call them. They're known by different things in different parts of the world. But I bought a couple of those. They're in the smoker right now. And then I'm going to make a shredded like pork sandwiches, I guess you could call it. Or one I'm going to make shred. I'm going to shred, and the other one is kind of like a chip beef, but it's pork. So I'm going to make, we're going to have sandwiches and corn on the cob and all the sides and stuff like that. And then my mother-in-law and father-in-law are coming over, and then we've got a couple friends who are coming over. And then and when it gets dawn and dusk out, we're going to we've got sparklers, little kid safety sparklers for my son, and we'll help him hold them, so make sure he doesn't burn himself or anything. And we got some other ground fireworks and stuff like that we'll light off that he can enjoy. Hopefully, we try to stay away from anything that made loud noises, because that he doesn't know what they are, and loud noises really bother him right now. Pulled pork, yeah. Christy Cunningham. So the one I'm going to make into a pulled pork. The other one if you know what chip beef is, it's thinly sliced pieces of chip of beef. But the other one I'm going to make into like slices like that of pork. Well, and I make my own barbecue sauce and everything to put on and to mix in with like the pulled pork. So they went into the smoker yesterday morning. Well, the one went in yesterday morning. The other one went in last night at about 7. So the pulled pork one obviously is going to cook longer. The other one less. So we'll have about 10 or 15 people here. Social distancing, but we'll have 10 or 15 people here for the 4th of July for the fireworks display. Because the city normally puts one on, but they canceled it because they don't want people gathering in large masses in the parks outside. So for in my smoker, I use hickory along with a little bit of alder in the pan for the smoker. I have an old fashioned what is it they call it, Little Chief. Well, thank you, Cece. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Well, super sticker. I appreciate it. So it's nothing fancy. It's basically just a big metal box with a heating element in the bottom where you put the chips on a plate. That it works really good. My neighbor, let's see, where's that? Oh well, that's my favorite. Can I come over for lunch? Oh, you can come over for lunch, but nobody will be here. Nobody will be here at all. Cement shoes. Thank you, Cece. I mix cherry, apple, hickory, and it's delicious. I, I've done mesquite and several different ones, but the alder and the mix that I use now, I pre-mix it all, so and then I put it in little baggies, like sandwich bags, and then I put those all into bigger bags. But I like the mix that I use now. It especially for like a pulled pork, it gives a real good flavor to it because obviously I tenderize the meat beforehand before I put it in the smoker. Well, thank you for the super chat, Julie. I appreciate that. No, see, I thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. You like mesquite as well, Wendy? That's cool. Well, I love the flavor that it puts into the meat itself. Now, both the smokers are in the back part of my property where my son can't get to them, so they're safely away where he can't. There's another fence. He'd have to get into the garden, which he doesn't know how to do the fence, and then we also have rope around it as well, so he couldn't get in there. But and then he'd have to get into the other part of the driveway where the smoker is right now. I'm sure my neighbors are probably going nuts right now with the smell. You don't like mesquite, Caroline? Well, I think it's a good flavor. It wouldn't hurt him. Well, I mean, the smoker gets pretty damn hot. That's the reason why I say it, because I put it in it. I put them both, the smoker and the barbecue grill, in an area where he can't get to them, so he can't touch them because they're metal, obviously. And when they get to about 400 degrees, so I don't want him to touch it and burn himself. So they're two separate fences that he'd have to get past in order to actually get to where they are. No, I mean the smoke itself from the smoker. I mean, it would make anybody, like choke. I mean, it's smoke, but we just don't want to take the chance of him touching the actual grill or the smoker. You have to run, okay, love. Bye. Thank you again for everything. All right. Thank you, sweetheart. You have a great day and happy 4th of July. How old is he? He'll be 4 years old, July 12th. I like fruit tree wood. Yeah, around here, Carolyn. But the only fruit tree wood we can get is cherry. We got a lot of cherries around here. A lot of cherry trees. A lot of orchards. Cherry trees. And something that I was meaning to try is apricot wood. We used to have a lot of apricots, but most of the apricots trees around here are gone. But they have replaced them all with cherry trees because apparently cherries sell better. Oh, the cute age. Oh yeah, I have a commercial one that looks like a mini fridge, and you love it, Shannon. That's cool. Now, in case you're not familiar with what a little chief Indian smoker is, It's basically a big aluminum box, which got a rack that slides in and out of it, and it's got a heating element on the bottom and a little pan. Well, I got rid of that little pan, chucked that sucker in the trash, and then I went down to Goodwill, and I bought an actual frying pan, and then I took the handle off it, with a grinder and cutting wheel on it, and cut the handle off it completely. So it's 3 times the size of the little pan that used to be in there. And then I made a little handle that clips onto it, and I can take it in and out to put chips on it. So I can make it go a lot longer in smoking before I have to go back, because otherwise the dish is only about that big that you put chips in. What do you have planned for Taco's birthday? Not much. His grandparents will probably come over. We'll have cake and ice cream for him, and he'll open, maybe a couple of gifts, but not much. His friends can't come over, and we can't go anywhere, where we are, because we're in stage 1 still, where I live. So we can't have any kind of social gatherings. And a lot of the parents from, and friends from his school, they're still worried about their kids and intermingling. As we try to get together at the park, for like play dates and stuff like that. But it's hard, especially right now. So until and the COVID positives are spiking through the roof. We're averaging between 200 and 400 right in there, new cases every single day in my area where I live right now. So Wendy Claire, I have not seen Fruitwood. You can order it on Amazon. That's where I got mine. The cherry wood, even though there's cherry trees everywhere around me, I couldn't find anybody who actually had chips. So what I did was I went on to Amazon and I ordered them. Came in like 2 days in a box. We rigged ours to be better too. That's cool. Hey Mike, good morning. All hail Allah. Allah is great. Is it electric? Yeah, it's got an electric heating element on the bottom, kind of like a burner that you'd have like on a stove range on the bottom, and you set the pan on it, and that's what actually it slowly burns the chips, smokes them, makes them turn to charcoal. You can buy it at Lowe's or Home Depot. Yeah. I checked online, and the prices were pretty comparable, Shannon, for the chips for cherry wood and for the mesquite. Mesquite I can pick up just about any hardware store. That and the alder and a couple of other ones I can pick up at just about any hardware store. But the cherry wood chips, I couldn't find anybody locally who had them. I'm sure there's somebody out there. I just couldn't find them. Ooh, pear wood. Just got from a tree at your parents' house. That'd be cool. I'm going to try it eventually. The next one I'm going to try, I already have it, is the apricot. I just haven't done it yet. I might put I wonder how that, the cherry would work out with smoking cheese. Because I do make, I smoke my own Gouda. I buy like a log of Gouda cheese and then smoke it. Low and slow smoking. Tastes so good. Walmart is carrying Kingsford cherry wood and other kinds. That's cool. The charcoal that I buy, it comes from New Mexico, and it's made by the Native Americans there on the reservation. I believe they're near El Paso. No, that's El Paso, Texas. They're in New Mexico someplace. Yeah, they're in New Mexico, and it's actual logs of wood that they turn into charcoal, and then they break it up into pieces that are about 3 inches by 3 inches, and they put it in a burlap bag, and then that burlap bag goes into a plastic bag, and I buy it that way directly from them. Apple trees, got a lot of apple trees around here. I love Ms. Fucking Wonderful. Okay. E-baggers dissed me. Got to love it. Good morning, Rain Dancer. I hope you are doing well this morning. I love Shannon. You love smoked cheese. I like Gouda, smoked Gouda. My wife, she likes Swiss cheese, and like a really sharp cheddar, white cheddar, like from Tillamook Cheese Factory in Oregon. But I like a Gouda cheese and provolone cheese like that. But I can put it in the smoker and in about 6 hours, it's perfect. And the penetration from the smoke is just, oh man, it's so good. And then I've got one of those slicers in the house, and I slice it up and put in the sandwich baggies. And then I can either put it in a vacuum seal and freeze it, or just use it as I need it. Our COVID 50 plus new cases yesterday. We had Rain Dancer. We had, I think, 280 yesterday alone. New COVID cases. Pecan. Ooh. Yeah. Anybody out there like coleslaw? My wife made coleslaw yesterday, and to get it ready for today. But she puts cranberries and pecans in coleslaw. I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't go in coleslaw. Does the cheese melt? No. Internal. You can control the on the dial on the little heat element. You can control just how hot it gets there, and I keep it right around 60, 65 right in there. I try to keep it closer to 60. So what it does is it makes the smoke, burns all the wood, and then it brings up the temperature, and then it drops it drastically. So the smoke actually, embeds into the cheese itself. Yeah, Shannon, she put, so there's mayonnaise, vinegar, garlic, cranberries, pecans, carrots, red cabbage, green cabbage, salt, pepper. I think that's what all she puts in her coleslaw. And I was like, pecans? Ugh. Pecans and cherries. Chrissy Lee. Yes, with the protesting and all more cases now. Yeah, well, that's what we're seeing here. People have been out protesting for the Black Lives Matter, peacefully protesting, but no one has been wearing a damn mask. So now the governor here, as Rain Dancer, as you know, is the Governor Inslee in our state here has now mandated facial coverings for anybody who wants to go into a business. You're not going anywhere. It's going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to be at home without one. Yakima was a hot spot. Do you think it's because of the migrant workers? Yes and no. Rain Dancer, it's migrant workers, but it's also more of a cultural thing. Making you hungry, Inner Peas? I'm sorry. Yummy. I'll eat that coleslaw. Short and nice. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Try to sneak in there without me seeing you, huh? Do people in jail get hamburgers and hot dogs today? I do believe that it's probably more of a county and statewide if they get a special meal on the 4th of July. I know that when Christopher Watts was in jail there in Colorado, they had special meals for different holidays, turkey meals on Thanksgiving, and mashed potatoes and stuffing on Christmas and Thanksgiving. And I do believe they did something special for 4th of July as well. But I guess it would all really depend upon the actual county or jail or prison. Starting Tuesday here in Toronto, Canada, we have to wear masks in all enclosures. Probably get beans and rice actually, and some cornbread, something like that. Well, it's nice to see you, Short Nice Doe. Thank you for jumping in, saying hello. So, Durkin in Seattle has got to be recalled. Oh, yeah. Was it? It's not this year, but next year, I think, is the election cycle for her. Chrissy Lee. Oh, my mom is 93 and her memory is better than mine. Does anyone remember the 1990s Burger King pecan pie? They haven't sold it in forever, but it used to be great and only $1. No, I do not remember that, Cement Shoes. That'd be interesting to have. My daughter makes me, every time we go to Burger King, she always makes me buy the Oreo pie that they have now. At least where I am, they have Oreo pie. They sell them as you walk in the grocery store for $5 if you're not wearing a mask. Yeah, a lot of stores are already up to have the mask thing. So I'll tell you a story about that happened to me the other day when me and my son went to buy all the stuff for the barbecue. And good morning, Debbie. Does readings. Good morning, in Frenzy Pants. All right, so I went to the store the other day with my son, and I'm wearing my mask, and my son's not wearing a mask. And we go in, and this lady stops me. She grabs my cart, physically stops my cart. She goes, "You can't come into the store without a mask. He's got to have a mask on." Now, she's not an employee. She's just a concerned citizen. And she looked, and I go, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "Well, you have to have a mask." I'm like, "No, actually, the ordinance from the governor doesn't go into effect until the 6th of July. And she goes, "Well, you have to. He's risking all of our lives." And I'm like, "Okay." I go, "Thank you for wearing your mask and gloves. I appreciate it, but he actually doesn't. According to the American Disability Act, he doesn't have to. And my son has autism, and it's very hard for him to already read facial expressions and know what is harmful and what's not by breeding people. He doesn't have that ability. Putting on a mask, is something that is never going to happen." I go, "Thank you very much." So she walks away and she goes and grabs a cart. She grabs a cart out and then wipes her face like this with her glove on. And I said, "You're worried about catching COVID. Why did you just wipe your face with the glove that you just grabbed a cart? You didn't even use a sanitary wipe on." "What?" she says to me. I'm like, "Yeah, you just grabbed that cart with the glove and then wiped and moved your hair back. You touched your mouth, you touched your eye, you touched your hair." Apparently that freaked her out. She turned around and walked right out of the store and got in her car and left. That happened to me and my son yesterday. The King Edward pie at Burger King. The pink pecan pie. Christy Cunningham. I know some people with the last name of Cunningham. Christopher Watts deserves a pile of poo-poo. She was just voted in the summer. She'd love to turn into a cesspool. Yeah. People are idiots. Well, you can't fix stupid. They're a-holes everywhere and somewhere. Yeah, it's not necessarily the claustrophobic aspect of it. It has to do more with his being able to read facial expressions. He doesn't pick up on them, and what he does pick up on, it takes him a while to be able to pick up on social cues. And everybody covering up their masks, and all you can see is just the eyes. He can't pick up the social cues, that way. So him wearing a mask is never going to happen. I just won't take him to the store. Baseball Smurfette, happy 4th of July to you too, and welcome to the stream. Mike Steven only wears a mask because they make him wear a mask. People are going cray-cray. Yeah, they are. Yep, Richard Diffley, you cannot fix stupid. Saw a state trooper walk into Sheetz without a mask, and I'm like, dude, really? Yeah. Caroline, our plans are to send him back to school when they open back up. Right now, the protocol is if he goes back to school, he has to wear a mask, and they're going to limit the classroom sizes. They're going to drop down from 20 students per class to 10 students per class, and instead of having AM and afternoon classes, because he'd be in preschool, first grade, they're going to break it up into 4 different, instead of 2 morning and AM, they're going to break it up into 4. So the school day will be shorter. It'll be less than 2 hours per class. So they'll have smaller students, amounts of students in the classroom, so they can social distance more. Chrissy Cunningham, you have 2 autistic grandsons. Yeah. Bless their hearts. I just don't go out and mix with the great unwashed. It's hard for me to breathe with the mask during COVID, and it doesn't stop me from doing it. People say I look better with a mask on. LOL. They look better too. Inner peace. I'm a teacher in California. Our school's proposing the same thing: smaller classes and more Zoom. Well, that's what they've been doing. They had to do for the last part of school here was Zoom, and which is almost impossible, especially for young children like my son and those with disabilities, barriers to an education. Zoom is just not going to work. How do you do speech therapy and occupational therapy through a Zoom meeting? You can't. We work with him as much as we can at home, and they gave us a lot of material to use during this time at home, and different things where he can practice his numbers and colors and letters and shapes and stuff like that. And I do that with him at least 3 days a week, but you still can't do it, everything at home through a Zoom meeting. But we're doing the best we can. Yeah, she really didn't care. That lady at the store didn't care, Wendy. She didn't care at all. And I was just like, if she didn't get out of my way, I was going to run her over with my cart. I'd be surprised if we start school in September in Canada. It'll be most likely online classes again. Yeah. Yeah, it's and my son's speech therapy classes, like he was taking speech therapy at school because he's speech delayed on top of it all. So he was going to we had him in private independent, like, speech therapy. I was taking him every Monday for that, and they can't even open their business because we're in stage 1 still. And the state is telling them, since it's we would have to be in stage 3 or 4 before they can open their doors. And I'm like, what are you supposed to do with all the kids who are out there who need this help, who truly need this help? It's going to affect a lot of children out there for a long time. A long time. Carolyn, you guys are looking at August 10th. Wow. We have to get stuff done for the dinner. Have a blessed day, Will. Bye, Wendy. You have a great day, too. Stay safe out there. Probably would have to straight it loud enough for everyone to hear. It's not, as an barrister, but no, just a mama. The company I work for is not letting us go back in the office until January. Wow. Yeah. A lot of companies here locally that were forced to close their offices, especially in design and engineering. They have found during this COVID crisis that it's cheaper for them to just have everybody work from home, and they can do Zoom meetings and Skype for individual, like to talk about certain aspects of what they're doing. So they've gotten rid of all their office furniture and everything else, and they're saving a ton of money that way. I know that's how Tim is. Tim's at home. He's been stuck at home, working from home, and then being at home with his grandkids. He needs a break. They keep bumping up the start of school. Now September 6th. Yeah, they haven't even here locally where I live. They haven't even gotten to that point where they've even set a tentative date yet for a return to school. They're still debating it. There's a video going around of a woman being confronted at a grocery store for not wearing a mask, and they threw all her food out of the cart and screamed F-bombs at everyone. Wow. That's bad. Rain dancer? That's a good question. I know right now where we are here, it's going to be a while before they lift any kind of ban at all on masks or social distancing. Shannon, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And happy 4th of July to you as well. I've been back to normal in office hours since early May. Wow. I really enjoy the part-time hours. I'm jealous of people who are still working from home. LOL. Hope everyone continues to stay safe. That's the number one thing. Stay safe. Ruth, good morning. Will you have tired getting him to sing his colors? Well, the alphabet song, he does really good at that, and recognition of alphabet, the letter, and singing the song. Colors, yeah, some, but he doesn't like me singing at all. He'll do it by himself, but he doesn't want me to sing with him. And he repetitively listens to the same stuff over and over and over again. So the activities we do on his tablet, He will listen to the first 15 seconds of the music start and then repeat. And I just want to hear the whole thing once. I mean, parents of those who were autistic, you'll understand. They want to hear the same thing over and over again repetitively. And it drives me nuts. But I just want to hear the song once from beginning to end. Caroline, just in time for the flu season. Yeah. This is part of the first wave. Be right back. All right. I am still here. Time for some Java. Speaking of colors, I learned about Roy G. Biv for the first yesterday, my alone here, because I had no clue about that when I was a kid. Oh my God, Baby Smurfette. I have listened to Baby Shark songs so many times. Mommy Shark, Shark, Shark. Daddy Shark, Shark, Shark. Oh my God. I've heard it so many times and repetitive. Mommy Shark, Daddy Shark, Baby Shark, Mama Shark, Grandma Shark. Oh my gosh. Have I heard that one? Yes, I have heard the Baby Shark. Your kids are obsessed with it too? Every morning, my son wakes up doing this. Every morning. Good morning, Terry. Terry Furman, good morning. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could be here today. I made use of the pandemic time off and taught myself Swedish. Wow, Deb, that's cool. It's good that you did something with your time that you wanted to do. I didn't do much of anything. Doesn't he cry when you leave him at school? No. Well, my son wants me to leave. I hate to see the special needs kids crying. Yeah, he doesn't want me to be there. He absolutely loved school, and that was the heartbreaking thing. Is it once school stopped, like for the first 2 or 3 weeks there, every morning he'd get ready, he'd go into the kitchen, he'd get out his little step stool, he'd drag it over to the counter, and he'd get his little lunch pack thing and his backpack off of the hook in the kitchen. We have a coat rack thing in the kitchen as you come in, where all the boots and stuff like that go. And he'd get his backpack down, and he'd go over and stand by the front door. And it broke my heart, because he wanted to go back to school. He wanted to be there so bad, and he really loves his teachers. But there was other children who were like him, who had his friends. Chrissy, I don't know why you didn't, to answer your question. He's a good baby. Shirley Johnson, I'm on medication for a breathing problem, and a mask compounds my breathing problem. I almost passed out at Walmart, but the alert clerk helped me. My doctor agreed I should not wear a mask. Well, if you have any type of breathing issue like that, where a mask constricts your actual intake of oxygen, you shouldn't wear a mask. But then at the same time, though, you have to understand that you're risking your health severely by not doing something, even if it's just a bandana, to cover up your, so you can do whatever you can to mitigate your chances of, getting it. So I hope you could find something out there that will definitely work for you. Yeah. Nope. You didn't understand. You don't understand it at all. And we had a routine. He really my son really likes routines. So Monday he went to speech therapy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he went to school. Fridays, we always went to the park, and this was a routine. And he got into this routine, and he loved it. Then the lockdown came. No speech therapy on Mondays. Tuesday, he wasn't going to school. Wednesday and Thursday, he wasn't going to school. And on Fridays, I couldn't take him to the park because they closed the park down. They roped them all off. So, excuse me. The only place I could take him was to a nearby baseball field, and he'd run around in the grass, and then he'd sit there in the outfield and just sit there and pull all the grass out. Feel sorry for the people who had to take care of that baseball field. But that's what they left us, was a baseball field. So they deliver food here. In my area, most places are. But they've also the bars that do have had food, they're delivering food and alcohol. They can get a 6-pack of beer or a couple bottles of wine delivered to you, or a bottle of vodka. And all the rules and and stuff like that, you can't drink outside, they're out the window. A lot of smaller pubs, they just closed the inside, and they took out a window and made a walk up window where you can get a beer. But I know a lot of small businesses that are not going to make it through this. A lot. They were barely able to make it to through. In my area, everything shut down in April, and all the loan packages that you hear about on the news. The Payroll Protection Act, the PPE, and all that stuff. All those different packages. I mean, not PPE. But all the different payroll protections, bailouts for small businesses, the $10,000 you hear about, that money ran out, and a lot of businesses did not get it. A lot of larger businesses, franchises, took that money. They were first in line, and to get their applications in, and supposedly it was first come first serve on that money. But you see businesses who had no business at all of claiming that that money did. Some of them, were shamed into giving it back, and some did, and a lot of them didn't. They didn't care. No tourism season, definitely impacting the economy. Oh yeah, we have in where I live here, there's a lot of wineries, and they rely heavily upon the tourism industry, people coming to taste wine, sample wines, then sell wine that way. And limo tours and hotels, bookings, all of it is just dismal. For the golf tournament that I'm playing in next weekend, I had a hard time finding a hotel that was open. A lot of them, they've laid off their staffs. They're just running a skeleton crew, like front desk and maybe one or two housekeeping, and that's it. Wow. You're Chrissy, my O2, your two graduate high school with nothing. So much disappointment for her and her school friends. That's terrible. I know a lot of people who graduated high school. They had kids that graduated high school this past year. And they didn't get a cap or gown. They got their diplomas sent to them in the mail. And then other places did virtual graduations. Juju Positive. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. We live out in the sticks, so I walk out in your backyard. That's cool. Juju Positive. Nope. I'm in Washington State. Close though. You had the right coast of the U.S. Do you think the movie theaters will come back? Going to be a while. I know some of them, like in my area, the Carmike and a couple of the other larger chains of movie theaters were planning on coming back and opening up in limited capacity with social distancing. But with the spike now going on in positive cases, that all that's been rolled back. I think drive-ins will take over the theater. So speaking of drive-in movie theaters, a lot of ones that have been closed down for a long time, they've been ramping up and reopening. And they're so the comedian Tom Segura, and if anybody knows who Tom Segura is, he's been doing a tour of the United States doing stand-up comedy at drive-in theaters. So the camera is focused on him, and then on the big screen behind him is actually him at the drive-in movie theaters. And he's been doing a tour of the United States that way. And so some places where comedy clubs are still open, they're doing that as well. Offering, so for people outside the social distance while the comedian is inside. We don't have anything left here. Oceanside in Longview, Washington. Juju Positive, is that where you're approximately at? I haven't been down there in a while. I need to get down there. Longview, Washington. You live in the Oregon side of Longview, Washington. Okay. Yeah, my uncle used to live in Longview, but he moved to some little tiny fishing hellhole in Florida. But he used to live there. We used to go there all the time to visit him, and he ran it off a charter boat out in the ocean for fishing. It was pretty cool. I think it's going to be hard a business to come back. I don't like the chairs. Yeah. Good morning, Matthew. Rain Dancer, you unsubbed from a toxic negative channel. That's all you can do. It's pretty much all you can do. Chrissy Lee, I can't believe some people actually think that the virus is fake. Come stay here a week. You won't like that lesson. Yeah. Music concerts are doing drive-ins. That's cool. We don't have any drive-in theaters left around here where I live. The last one was bulldozed probably 1995, 96, somewhere in there. And it's now condominiums there where it used to be. So there isn't one around anywhere for them to do something like that outdoors. Now when you actually really need something or want something like that. They had fireworks here for Canada Day at the park. That's cool. Good morning, Nurse Bev. Anna Brown. Good morning. I work at the university, and they furloughed half of our department, and the rest of us are having to pick up the load, bring the students back on campus the 1st of August. Wow. Well, good luck with that. my wife is waiting to get back to into college herself. They're talking about moving her entire course load to online, but of course she still has to buy the thousands of dollars worth of books and materials, but it's going to be online. I don't know how they're going to teach advanced chemistry online, but we'll see what they do. Good morning. You heard someone was doing drive-in concerts, but now I can't remember who. Well, I mean, that's a great idea. Everybody's already social distancing in their cars. Yeah. Well, short nice is correct. Don't worry, everyone. The world's going to end July 22nd. So, actually that date, short nice, is actually depending upon which one of Lori's valid statements you actually listen to. It was either the 20th, 21st, 22nd, or 23rd. So between the 20th and the 23rd. Some people are supposed to go early on the 20th so they can help on the other side of the veil. That is an exact quote. They are supposed to die on the 20th, and they are to help on the other side of the veil. And then the masses are going to die and the world's going to end. Trying to make sense of all that is like, how is it that the world is ending on the 20th, but not everybody dies on the 20th, and then some people die 2 or 3 days later if it's not a suicide? But then again, Garth Brooks is doing drive-in concerts. That's cool. Can't wait until July 24th. How stupid they'll both look. I'm just hoping that they figure out who the hell else was, following them between now and then, so they can stop them from taking cyanide capsules or whatever the hell they plan on doing. Bye, Lavona. Collins, you have a great day, and happy 4th of July. Thank you for joining us today. You stay safe out there. In the 80s there today. It is 83 degrees right now. It is 9:50 a.m. here where I am. Today's high temperature, 94. Yay! Carolyn, weird people. 60s there in Western Washington. I wish I was over there. I was going to go over there this weekend, but my wife wanted me to be here because I was going to go over and then play golf with Tim there, next to you, because you guys are both in the same area. I was going to go over there and play golf with him, and then next weekend we were going to go to the golf tournament. But my wife wanted me to be here to do the barbecue for everybody. Matthew, you got insomnia? Has insurance hit last night, 3 hours, Z's, but I have coffee and 411. I'm drinking Monster Java right now. This is the salted caramel. I'm not a big fan of it. I love the Rockstar iced coffee, but I can't find it anymore. Everybody stopped carrying it, but I went onto their website and they're still making it. It's just nobody's carrying it. 94 in Texas today. Yeah. Before too long, it'll be in the solid hundreds here all week long. Get down into like the mid 70s at night, or even colder. I received my thin blue line shirts. You love them? Cool, Gayla. You got your shirt just in time. That like 3:00 this morning, I sold out at 3 a.m. this morning. It was approximately 3 a.m. I mean, I'd have to look at the email again, but it was damn close to 3 a.m. The last one sold. And that's all of them. The ones that were that were going the fastest were the women's V-neck ones. Those ones, because I offered them in 16 colors, and then I went online and I was checking them again, to see what was selling, and I was like, wow, the women's V-neck one was outpacing the other one. These are the unisex style, regular cotton t-shirts, but they were outpacing it almost 4-1. And then once all the women's ones I posted the other day, I think there was only like 4 colors left. Those ones were gone. And then they wiped out the last, I want to say 60, like that. Oh, thanks, Pink Camo. Yeah, congratulations on your anniversary, Inner Peas. Gayla Denson, as Inner Peas said. I can read. I may not know, by the way, I'm doing this morning. When I visit, bring honey. Yeah, I don't know how much honey we have left right now. That's a good question. I should probably check on that, because I got a couple people who are in my golf league who I owe honey to. I should probably check on that. We spin it down, then we jar it, and then some of it goes into like the squeezable honey bears. But the jars we store them downstairs in the basement so they're cooler. I gotta go down. I should probably do that and check, because I'm gonna have to bring honey to them when we go to the golf tournament next weekend. Hi, Will. Hi, chat. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Hope everyone is having a great day. Well, I am here. I hope everybody else is too. We're going to go for about another 5 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen, and then I have to get going. It'll be 62 anytime. Windows open, not now. It's in the 80s. Richard? Yeah. It's that time of year when it heats up here where I am pretty damn good. Nurse Bev, staying with the AC on. We're actually taking bids right now on revamping the AC in our house, central heat and air. Yeah, when putting in a new heat pump. You'd be surprised just how few people out there want to come give you bids. I mean, a lot of those businesses are been closed down, because of the COVID. And there's a couple of smaller ones that I don't think they're going to come back, because they couldn't make it through, the lack of no work for months on end. The hydro bill. As Jello Biafra said, last call for alcohol, last call for freedom of speech. Speak up, happy hour is now enforced by law. Try our house special, the Tricky Dicky screwdriver. You had a heat pump put in prior to gas being installed. Ours is gas. Um, we don't have like a regular water heater. We have a hot water on demand system in the house, and the heat pump and everything else is all gas. We just don't have gas in the kitchen. It's plumbed in for it. It's all there. It's just when we bought the house, it already came with the kitchen appliances, and there's a really nice brand new stove that was in the kitchen, but it's electric. And the hooded vent and everything for the gas, above the stove where the microwave goes, is all there. It's just we've just never used it yet. Eventually, it's on my honey-to-do list is to replace the stove and buy a gas stove and finish putting in the vent in the and then the microwave that's supposed to go in the cabinet above has been sitting in the box in the closet since we bought the house 2 years ago. You have gas furnace, but not AC. Yeah, well, Nurse Bev, that's what we're taking bids on. Is the system that is in for the air conditioning that we have now. It stopped working before we bought the house. So to cool our house right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 window AC units. Excuse me. It gets expensive to run them. Vandals and homeless ruined your car. Yeah, that sucks. Eve. Hi, Eve. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to go for about another minute and a half here, and then I have to take off. Excuse me. Need to buy a new car. Wasn't planning on that though. Yeah. Sorry that happened to you though. I think cloud cover will burn off. I know, Mel. I'm sorry. But you can watch it and rewind. Sorry, sweetheart. But I do have to get going though. I have things I gotta get done before I go. Still waiting to come on panel and say hi one day. Well, I would say we do it next weekend, but Mel, I won't be in town. I won't have a Saturday live stream at all next weekend. I'm going to be out of state at a golf tournament, so it can't be next weekend. Maybe we can shoot for the weekend after that. No, I'd love to have you on. Well, everyone, thank you again. Oh, I have time. Mel, it's just I won't be in town next weekend. Everyone stay safe out there and have a happy 4th of July. I appreciate everyone being here today and keeping me, somewhat, sane, with the chat and everything. This is kind of like my therapy hour or 2 hours. But thank you again, everyone. You have a wonderful weekend.